Hello, this is Dan Jones. Today I'm going to discuss with you the topic of how to create compulsions and addictions. Now, at the end of this video, you'll be asked to click the like button because it is informative, it's entertaining mostly, and because I asked you to. The idea of creating a compulsion or an addiction in someone is something that can easily be exploited for harm. There are certain ways of doing that, but for the sake of safety, I will focus on how to create a compulsion and an addiction within yourself. That may prevent you from abusing the information, and if you're creative, you can reverse engineer the process and experiment on how to do this to someone else, but I will not tell you how to do that here. So what is a compulsion or addiction? On the level of behavior, compulsion or addiction is an action that someone does over and over, even to their own detriment. But a compulsion or addiction is much more than simply an outward behavior. It is a behavior that is the result of internal mental and emotional processes. If we can create those internal mental and emotional processes and direct them, we can, in theory, create a compulsion. There can be benefits to creating a compulsion within yourself. Maybe you want to be compelled to learn a new skill, or to work at a particular job, or to build a successful business. In all of these cases, a well-directed compulsion could help you achieve your outcome. Now, to begin, the very first thing that you should do is what's called an ecology check. An ecology check is simply a way of asking yourself if getting what you want, in this case a compulsion, is the best thing for every part of you. A very simple ecology check would be to ask yourself, what things would you have to give up if you had this compulsion? And would you be willing to give them up? For example, would you be willing to create a compulsion for financial success if it meant not having much of a family life? Your answer could be yes, or no, or it could be yes, but only for now. Now, if your answer is no, then it's best to reconsider creating that compulsion. If your answer is yes, or yes for now, then you can proceed. If you pass the ecology check, the next step is to more clearly define what you wish to be compelled to do. Have a very clear idea in your mind. Vague compulsive ideas will tend to yield lukewarm and even perhaps disastrous results. I'll give you two ways of creating a compulsion or addiction. The first way is simple anchoring. Do you remember a time when there was something you didn't have but you really, really wanted? For this moment, focus on that want, that feeling. Focus on that feeling of absolutely having to have it. Put all your attention to that feeling of want, need, and desire. Make it so intense that you begin to feel as though you are screaming for action. At that moment, focus that feeling on the compulsion you want to create. In other words, you are linking that intense desire to that behavior or action. That is anchoring. You may find that the compulsion happens immediately, or you may find that you will take a little practice in order to get it locked in. Either way, practice it until just thinking about the action or behavior makes you want to do it. That is anchoring. Real compulsions and addictions are filled with the desire for relief of pain and the promise of pleasure. This second method of creating compulsion within yourself uses both of those qualities. Begin by imagining in front of you, just out of your reach, every possible benefit you would get from doing your desired behavior. If that means working longer hours at your job, the benefits for you can be the money, the satisfaction, and praise that you might get from doing that job. Build up that image until there is a feeling inside of you that makes you want to run after it. Remember, it's right there in front of you. Now, at the same time, imagine that just behind you is an angry, screaming mob that wants to hurt you and make you die in the most painful and the slowest way possible. Further imagine this angry mob gets closer to you every time you stop moving. Visualize these two parts clearly. One calling you forward, one behind you telling you to move. This second method is called a compulsion system. The nice part about these two methods of creating compulsions within yourself is that you have control over them. So, they don't have to be a permanent part of your internal mental world. Anyone with a little experience in neurolinguistic programming can probably reverse engineer these compulsion processes so that you can create compulsions and addictions in other people. While I've written about how to do that, I have no intention of letting the genie out of the bottle in this free video. Suffice to say, it is all very possible and very frightening. What can you anticipate in the next mind control videos? Well, coming up, I have a few in store. One is going to be on how to create a sense of urgency to overcome complacency. That will be a good one. I also intend to describe the difference between hypnosis and trance. And they are distinctly different, even though hypnotists will tend to combine them and use them in the same term. So you can start looking forward to those right away. Now, if you want to learn more about language patterns, there's a link that you'll find below this video. Remember to like this video now and to share it with your friends because, like I said, it's informative, it's entertaining, mostly, and because I asked you.